Good afternoon, everyone. It is December 1st, 2022. Just about to turn into December 2nd in a few minutes here. This is what I have for tomorrow coming up. Let's just actually briefly zoom out for a second and let's see where we are. We had that huge pump yesterday. We got above my 40.51 level. We held at 54.75. That was, I got rid of these zones just because they looked a bit ugly, but that is where this zone is right around 55 half. So, 55. So, just a few ticks off. Um, that's really great to see for the Bulls. They're holding 2021 year-to-date value very low. Now we're kind of churning here. Now I would like to see us get over 90 to 95 pretty soon here, and from there crack the high of the week and start getting into this 41.37 to 41.55 area. If we fail to do so, I think we'll end up cleaning out a lot of these trapped shorts, running down to at least 4,007 ish. We're overall still relatively bullish above 4,000, but once we start trading below about 90, 95, I think we give the 62s end up giving, so does 45, and we start getting into that CPI gap down below over here. Um, Now, for tomorrow, what I want to see is we end up having quite a balanced session during the RTH. We accumulated some inventory and crapped it out pretty early in the day. I did have 64. That ended up being a break-even trade. I had 75. That one was a stop out, and 55s were able to hold the bid. Um, so what I want to see tomorrow is I'm aware there's some sort of level at 83 half, that being the November high of the month. I know year-to-date VWAP is around 86, 87, depending on RTH or the full Globex sessions. But really, I don't want to be trading inside a value area, and that being around 70 to 92. So, kind of this range. I don't really want to engage in trades. I think it's just going to end up being choppy, and yeah, you might be able to catch some quick shorts off of the 83 to 85 area, but I'd rather hold off. And instead, what I'd like to do is take a long off of 95s. That being some prior weekly high, it also is the monthly open for this month. Today's open, obviously being the monthly open. And I want to see us get into these 41.14s. ADR highs are sitting right around that zone. So we might have a little bit of trouble, but I do think we'd be able to break out and get a bit of a trend day happening. To the downside, I will be bid at 63s and 55s, but that's simply after seeing us hold some sort of bid. For example, I won't be buying 63 until I see us hold somewhere down here. Same idea. I won't be buying 55s until I see us hold somewhere down here. I will be limit long at 42.75 as well as 28 half and 15, but these areas I want to be wary of a flush of the lows. So instead, I'll be waiting for it to look below, find some sort of bid, get back up, and then be hitting it long. Same with this area, look below, find a bid somewhere here, and then take the retracement long for a move back inside of today's value area. That's all I really have. Momentum is still obviously quite bullish. We're trading around 4,100. Um, I do have a new trade idea that I'd like to flesh out a bit more. Essentially, all it is waiting for a price to reach one of my zones, see the POC shift into the zone, also have that be one standard deviation below where VWAP is trading at, and then hitting it long. We had actually a great example of that today. I'll just pull it up. It's a little bit ugly. Let's hide at least this and this, make it a little bit cleaner for you guys, and throw in a 1 minute. Um, the trade concept simply being, here we go. I think just throwing on the RTH will fix this. There we go. Here's a great example. The white line being our POC, the developing POC on the day, this green line being the -1 standard deviation. We get into this green area. I had mentioned to a friend that I thought if we got over 68 in general, I thought the low of the day is probably set. Um, a few minutes after that, the POC did shift down into my buying zone once there was a close on the 1 minute above 63. that would be the opportunity to go long and ride it for a move into VWAP, or at least for 5 points. This sort of trade is going to be quite different from what I do right now, where we're doing quick bounces, but this instead would be a larger concept trade in that you're buying in an area that you're generally interested in buying, but you're also waiting until the position is secured, if you want to use that terminology. And that simply means the POC is shifting down there because the big boys have accumulated enough inventory there that it's now time to ramp it up to VWAP. And just using the standard deviations to measure how cheap they're getting product and how likely it is to mean revert. If you were not to include the VWAP bands, I think you start running into a scenario where you could maybe get chopped up. But as long as we're waiting for sort of -1 standard deviation, as well as acceptance on the 1 minute above the level, I think there's a higher probability. In fact, I think there's quite a high win rate that could be associated with this. Um, as long as you're waiting for the level, waiting for the POC to shift, waiting for it to be under the first standard deviation. Anyway, that's an aside. That's all I have for you guys today. Going long off of 63 and 55 after seeing some bids come from each of their lower levels. So taking 63s long after some sort of bid on the lower level. I'll just rewrite that. And same with 55s. 42s being limit bid, 28s limit bid, 15s limit bid, 95s bid, 14s bid. I'm not too interested in shorting this thing just yet. It maybe if we get below 4,000, that might be a more interesting concept. But for now, just leaning on longs. Hope that helps, and trade safe, you guys.